Hello all. In this video I am going to discuss about file system concept. So what is a file? A file is a named collection of related information on secondary storage. Okay. So any collection of some related information you can say it is a file. Okay. Example is student file. Okay. So any particular data about the student you can say it is a student file. Any information about employee it is storing in a file you can say it is an employee file. Right. So usually each file will be having a collection of records, okay, and each record will be having some set of fields. Okay, so example student file. Okay, so a student file you are taking means in this example you are adding three fields means CUSN name and marks means in this particular file there are three fields. Okay, and for one student you are adding USN name and marks means that is one record. So that is one record that is containing with three fields. Okay, and again second student detail with its USN name and marks you are adding means it is second record with three fields, right? So that is record concept and field concepts. A file is a collection of records and each record will be having some set of fields. Okay, and what are the contents of file? The file can be any type of contents that is it can be in the form of data or type of text, okay, or numeric character in the form of binary, that is ones or zeros, and in the form of some set of programs also. Okay, and this contents defined is usually by the file's creator. Okay, many types are there. Text file is that is it contains information in the form of text. Okay, and source file, executable file. So in the case of C++ program, you will be knowing once you have typed the program you will be going to compile it. That time it will, and after that it will be going to run it, right? So that time it will be going to move in the form of executable file, right? So that is those type of file contains some set of data that you can execute it. Okay, so source file will be having some set of source codes. Okay, so these are some types of file. Next, each file will be having some set of file attributes are there. Okay, so first attribute of each file is name. Okay, so you will be knowing, no, once you are saving any file in your system you have to give a name to save it, right? So name is the only information kept in human readable form. Okay, so you have to give a name for your file, that will be in the form of human readable form. Next, identifier. Next attribute is its identifier. So identifier you can relate with your USN in your college. So USN means a particular student you can identify uniquely inside the college, right? One student will be having a unique USN, right? So same like in files also it is going to identify inside the file system by using a unique tag or number called identifier. Okay, next is type. Type is already I mentioned, type can be any type. See, in the form of text, in the form of PPT, right? PowerPoint presentation, it is another type. Then if you have put some executable file, okay, and if it is in the form of some image, right? So that and all you can say it is in the form of different types of file, and how you are going to specify that type in the form of extension. It's extension. So dot txt, that file name dot txt means that file is in the form of txt. Dot ppt means what? That file is in the form of saving in the form of ppt. Dot HTML means what? That file is going to store in the form of HTML format, right? So that is nothing but the type of that file. Next is location. Location is nothing but in which location on the device that particular file has saved, right? Once you have saved your file means you will be knowing, no, when you are opening that particular file, that location, if you are clicking means you can see on the your tab, like inside the C folder or inside the D folder, inside some folder, my folder, inside that you are saving your file means that will be your location on the device, right? So that is nothing but the location of your file. Next is size. sizes, what you will be knowing, no, each file when you are adding some information, based on that your size of the file will be going to vary, right? Current file size in bytes, current file size in bytes. Next is next file attribute is protection. So usually for a file there is three protection modes are there, that is your file is going to control by using three protection modes, that is read, write and execute mode. Okay, once it is going to open in read mode means user can only read from that file. You have to write in that particular file means you have to open that file in the write mode. You have to execute means you have to open that particular file in the form of execute mode. Okay. Next, last file attribute is time, date and user identification. So for you will be knowing, no, once you have saved some data file in your system, once there the system only it will be going to store its details like time, date and its user identification, that is usually using for its protection, security and for usage monitoring. This file attribute will be going to use. Next is information about files are kept in a directory structure. So there will be maintaining a separate directory structure. When a file has saved in your system means a file entry will be going to insert in that particular directory structure. This directory structure is which is going to maintain on the disk. Okay, so first it is going to save means one entry will be going to store in the directory structure also. Next is different file operations. So already in the first module I have discussed, there will be going to use, system will be going to use several system calls for file operations. Okay, some system calls also we discussed in the first module. So these are the system calls that will be going to use for any file operation. So first system call for file operation is create. So for using any file, first it has to create it, then only you can do some operation in that file, right? So first step is creating. So usually that particular system call is going to do in two steps. Okay, first is find the space in the file system for the file. Okay, so first it will be going to find out, you have typed or you have entered some information means, or you have to save some file means, so you have to find out some location where you have to save your file, right? So that is first step, that is finding the space in the file system for the file. That is first step. Once it is find out the space, next step is an entry for the file. So once it has find out its space means it has saved in your system, right? Next second step is an entry for the new file is made in the directory structure. So I just now told, once a file has saved or created means that file, an entry for that particular file will be going to insert in the directory structure. Okay, so that is about create system call. So once you have created, okay, so for doing any operation, what is the first step you have to do is open. You have to use the system will be going to use open system call. Okay, take the example, you are going to buy a notebook, right? So you have bought a notebook and you have to use that notebook means what is the first step you have to use? You have to open it, right? Then only you can do any operation like read or write, right? So same logic here also, when you have to use any file, first it has to open it, then only you can do some operation on it. So that is first step, that is first system call you have to use after create, that is open system call. So what it's doing in open system call is it will be going to search the directory structure on the disk for entry fi. So suppose you have opened some file name with some file name, fi is nothing but some file name, it will be going to search the directory structure on the disk for that particular entry and moving the content of that entry to the main memory, right? So when you have to do some operation in that file means that content of the main file should be loading to the memory, then only you can read or write or any operation you can do. First it has to load that entry to the memory. That loading operation is doing by using the system call open. Okay, next once you have done loaded and you have done your operation write or read means, then finally you have to close it, right? Once you have read your notebook, you will be going to finally you have to close it, right? That is here also for closing the file you will be going to use close file system call. Okay, here it will be going to move. So once it is completed means that entry it has to delete from the main memory, right, and copying back to the directory structure. That is close system call. That is moving the content of entry in memory, that is in the main memory, to the directory structure on the disk. Okay, so here in open means moving the content from the directory structure to the main memory, and closing means moving the content of uh, entry from the memory to the directory structure. So that is nothing but actually deleting the content and copying back to the directory structure on the disk. That is close system call. Okay, next is what are the operations you can do inside your file. That is, first system call is write, right. So write is nothing but what you can do or write in your file. Okay, so usually writing a file, usually you can first you have to do say first two steps. That is, it has to specify which file, to which file you have to write. Okay, so that is file name system has to specify, and what is the content you are going to write, that both things you have to system call has to specify. Inside the system call it has to specify two things: what is the file name or which file you are going to write, and what is the content you are going to write into the file. These two things it will be going to mention in the system call. Okay, then once it is mentioned, the system will be going to search same the directory in the to find that particular file location. So again system will be going to search in the directory to finding the file location, and the system what will be going to use once it is got the file location, it will be going to use a pointer called write pointer. Okay, so it will be keeping a write pointer to the location in the file where the system write is to take place. Okay, it will be going to keep a write pointer where the writing operation it is going to start. There that write pointer will be going to keep. Okay, so this is a file and it has to start from here, means this suppose this is the write pointer, it will be going to keep that pointer here, then it will be going to start writing its operation. Okay, then next is next operation is read operation. So this is about write operation, and next is read operation. So read operation, again it will be going to, you have to mention, system call will be going to specifying its file name, which file, from which file it has to read. So its file name and location of the next block of the file in the memory. Okay, so which location that particular again that file has stored, that both things, file name and location, it has to mention in the system call. Once it has find out, the read pointer will be going to move, right. Read pointer will be going to keep in that particular file, and it will be going to do the read operation by using the read pointer. Read pointer, it will be keep on moving the read pointer, and you can system will be going to use that read pointer to read the contents from that file. Okay, then once it is completed reading operation, the read pointer must be updated whenever a read operation occurs. Okay, so once a read operation completed means it has to update that particular read pointer. So from here to here it has completed reading operation means this read pointer it has to move from here to here. Okay, that is nothing but it's updation of the read pointer. Okay, next, so that is about read operation. Okay, next is reposition within the file. Okay, or you can say it is, or this operation is seek operation. Okay, so seeking operation also again doing in two steps. Okay, first step is searching the directory for the appropriate entry. So first you have to search, system will be going to search the directory for the appropriate entry and set the current file position to a given value. So particular seeking means actually what is going to do is, it is not from one particular starting it will be going to read. Okay, some particular in between a file in between some particular location it has to start or it has to read once, you will be going to use the seek operation. Okay, so from which point it has to do the seeking operation, it has to mention, that is nothing but set the current file position to a given value. This file operation is called file seeking. So from that point it will be going to do the file operation. Okay, whether it will be reading or writing. Okay, Next is delete operation. Okay, so delete is nothing but again two steps, that is search the directory for the named file. Which file you have to delete, it will be going to search that directly for the named file, then releasing all that file space and erase the directory content. Okay, so delete operation means once you have deleted particular file, it will be going to release that file space, and both from the directory entry also it is going to erase. That is delete operation. Okay, now next another operation is truncate. In that truncate, what it's actually doing is contents of a file are erased but its attributes remain unchanged. That is the difference between delete and truncate. Okay, you have to know the difference between this delete and truncate. Delete means then that particular file itself completely it will be going to delete. It will be releasing that space, file space, that is location and all, everything will be going to delete and erase the directory entry also. Truncates means that contents of that particular file only will be going to erase, but all its attributes, that is its name, location, everything will remain the unchanged. Okay, that is truncate. So another file operations are, you will be knowing, that is copying some file content, then append, that is adding some content already there, adding to that particular file content and renaming any file. Okay, so these are 11 file operations you have to know when you are doing any file system management. Okay, next is open file. Okay, so for opening files, usually they will be going to do these two steps, that is open file table, that is it will be going to track open files. Okay, that is that file pointer to the last read or write location per process that has the file open. So once it is opening a file, that file pointer will be going to do pointer will be going to set on the starting point, whether it will be going to do a read or a write operation. And parallelly it will be, once an open file is going to happen, parallelly it will be going to maintain a file open count also. That is file open count means what? Counter of number of times a file is open, how many number of times that particular file has opened. Okay, so each time file operation system call is doing, that number will be going to maintain. Okay, so to allow removal of data from open file table when last process closes it. Okay, so once that particular file is closed, okay, it will be going to remove that particular open file content when it has done. No, so it will be going to remove that content from that open file open count once it has done the close operation. Okay, so once it is opening means it will be incrementing that count, and once it is closing means it will be going to delete that content from that file open count. Okay, next, dislocation of the file. Okay, so once it is going to create a particular file means every time that disk location also will be going to maintain, that is a cache of that data access information will be going to maintain in your system. Okay, so no need to search every time that particular file for in the disk. Okay, so cache of that particular cache means what? Temporary information about that disk location of that file will be going to maintain, so that every time when you are clicking or trying to open that file, no need to search from the disk. Okay, because you are having a cache of that particular data access information will be going to maintain. Next is access rights. Access rights also, already I told there are three protection modes, that is nothing but your access rights are there. So per process access mode information usually doing is read operation or write operation. Okay, next is different file types. Okay, so file types, how you are mentioning is name with dot extension you are going to mention. So two parts of file name is there, that is name with its an extension. So that extension determines what type of file you are going to use. Okay, so the system uses the extension to indicate type of the file and type of the operation, whether read or write. Okay, example is like .com, .exe, .bat extension can be executed. So these are different file type that they have given in the textbook. Okay, you can refer it. Most you will be knowing as text. See, text .txt doc, that is for textual data. Okay, lib dll so, that is for some libraries of routines. They will be going to use this extension. Okay, then see zip folders. If you want to zip some folder, you can see that that extension it will be going to use in the system is .zip, that is related file grouping into one file, right? Execute and then object some source code. See your source code, your programs, how it is going to save or store .c or .cpp .java, right? So these are some set of, and see for multimedia you will be aware, see for some videos it will be going to store in the form of mp3, right? mpg, right? So these are depends on the type of extension, file will be going to vary. Okay, so this is about just introduction about your file concept. Okay, have a good day. Thank you.